Have you ever been so broke to a point where you're scared to check your bank account? That was me some years ago. And not because I was careless, but I knew it wouldn't be enough. And I hated that feeling. That constant fear, the quiet panic that followed me everywhere. There's this time that I ran out of gas on my way home. So I decided to get myself gas because we just got paid and I knew I had at least $10 in my account. So I get gas, go to I went to the to pay for it, and the payment got declined. So I'm standing there wondering, okay, what's going on? I know I have money, at least $10. And I swipe again, it got declined. So I check my account and it's in the minus. I was like, what? No, this can't be real. I go through my history only to realize that I had some annual subscription that I had forgotten about. So I stand there, I'm like freaking out because I've already gotten gas and now I cannot pay for it. I start calling my friends. One of them could not e-transfer me, and she didn't have money. The other one did not respond. So I'm there trying to figure out what to do. And it was my lucky day. The guy that was waiting behind me was just nice enough to pay for my gas that day. That was a wake up call for me. I could not, I could not understand why I was not in a position to afford $10 gas. Like, why? All my credit cards were maxed out. I was just paying interest and interest. I would put money in, pay money towards my credit card, and everything would just go to, towards interest. So I decided to look for extra part-time job, and I was lucky. I started working 3 jobs at the same time. I mean, I had a full time, but then I supplemented with 2 casual jobs. I'd wake up before sunrise, come home long after it had set, and I would work Monday to Saturdays. I only had Sundays off because, of course, I needed to do my laundry and cook, meal prep, do all that stuff ready for Monday. Because come Monday, I'm up at 5:30 and back home at 11:30. It was crazy. And even then, it still wasn't enough. Bills got paid, yes, but I had no time to breathe, no space to enjoy life, and I was working so hard to keep up. It was a rat race, and I was losing myself in it. Then I made a decision. I stopped waiting for more, and I started working smarter with what I already had. I made a plan, saved consistently, even if it was just $10 at a time, because I focused on one goal: freedom. Eventually, I saved enough for a down payment and I bought myself a house. And that decision changed everything, literally. I decided to rent out my basement, and that one move gave me just enough breathing room. At least I could, I quit my job, and it replaced that income that I was getting from those casual positions, but I still, you know, kept my full-time job. Now I still work, but at least I have a life. If you're stuck in survival mode, I want you to know something. You're not lazy, you're not behind, you're just trying to make it through, and that's okay, that's valid. But if you're ready to shift, even a little, there are small ways to start. Do you own a home? Renting out a basement, a room, or even a storage space could help. I have a friend who rents out her garage, and this brings in $1,500 a month of passive income. In addition to the garage, you could rent out a room or Airbnb. Another friend of mine used to bring in about $8 to $1,000 a month by renting out a room in her apartment. She had like a 3 bedroom apartment and would rent out one of the rooms, would Airbnb one of the rooms. Another option would be Turo, peer-to-peer car rental. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Turo is a car sharing marketplace where individuals can rent out their personal vehicles to others. It's similar to how Airbnb works for accommodation. The company provides a platform for people to list their cars. You set your own prices and earn income by renting them out when not in use. So this would work best for instance if you work from home or don't have to drive to work. Another option is garage sales. Do not underestimate them. One Saturday morning, I was going to deliver a package in one posh neighborhood. Then I stumbled on a garage sale down the road. I wasn't looking for anything in particular, but I found a brand new Coach purse for $15, which I sold on Marketplace for $150. So don't underestimate garage sales. You can make some pretty solid cash from out of it if you have the time. I don't do it on regular because of time, but every time I see one, I stop by and spend a few dollars, which sometimes I'll flip the items for 5 times what I paid. It's not flashy, but it's real money, quiet money, and that adds up. If thrifting is not your thing, well, maybe this won't really work. Another option is renting out your parking spot. If you live in an apartment with a parking spot included and you don't drive, this would be a very nice passive income, especially if the location is close to downtown or a university area. You could rent that out and get like a steady monthly income. I've heard great things about affiliate marketing and digital products. I personally haven't tried them, but I'm looking to venture into that soon. So if you have tips and suggestions, recommendations, please let me know. My life didn't change overnight, but the moment I decided to stop working for survival and start working for peace, that's when everything began to shift. If you're stuck, start with one small move, one shift, one mindset. That could be taking on a part-time or casual job. If you have an extra room, rent it out or list it on Airbnb. You have a garage, rent it out. If street parking is available, park there and let the garage earn money for you. If you own a car you're not using all the time, try Turo. Even flipping items from garage sales can bring in that extra income. Everything I've mentioned here so far, I've either tried it myself or I know someone else who has. So this means that there are real, simple ways to start creating a passive income. They're not flashy, not a lot of money, but they work. They do work, and they are a very powerful first step towards freedom while you figure it out. You know, freedom doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it unfolds slowly, but it's still yours to build. If you're trying to build your finances slowly and honestly, please subscribe. I'm learning out loud and sharing everything that works. You won't find overnight success stories here, just real stories about trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. Stories about turning $5 into 40, $15 into 150 from a garage sale flip, or learning how to make a basement, bring in rent and passive income, or choosing to say no to things that drain your time and energy because your peace is worth more. I don't have it all figured out, but I've figured out enough to know that small wins do add up. Quiet effort matters, and your journey doesn't have to look like everyone else's to be valid. So, if you're building slowly, building honestly, and still believing in better, you are in the right place. Subscribe and let's unfold anyway together. Until next time, bye, unfolders.